Mark Briscoe's next, and he comes out and he says, "Hey, I keep getting told that I need to before I get a match with Kyle Fletcher, I got to beat up someone from the Don Callis family. So Don, get your dumb ass out here, pick whatever family member you want, and I'm gonna fight him." And Don Callis goes, "Oh, well, I'm gonna give you Fun Pants Takeshita with your fun pants.
Pirate
Walk
pants
out
to
here."
catch them.
Yeah. And he's like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah. Just got off the
Let's
Pirates
get
of the
ready to be
Caribbean.
doing backup dancing for MC Hammer over
Yeah,
here.
I know. Yeah. Fucking gonna do a base jumping in those pants so you fucking can just glide all the way down to the ground.
The flying squirrel
Yeah.
outfits. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. And
Fresh
so
off his G1 victory, though. To catch.
yeah, he won the G1, but then he comes out. This is what I thought was a touch clunky. So he comes out, just gets in his face.
Does the
Hey, yeah, Saturday we're gonna do the match. Okay. Then he walks off, and then Briscoe's like, "But hey, I'm ready to fight now."
Yeah, I like this though. He's like, all right, cool, Saturday, great, fine, whatever, numbnuts, but like, pick somebody
Yeah,
else. Let's go.
and then old little what's his name?
Rocky Romero.
Rocky Romero's like, "I'll do it. Hey, Dad,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
do it."
Put me
And
in. Yeah.
yeah, and Don Callis goes, "Get out
Don
of here,
Callis like,
little-
yeah. You know what? Nah.
let's get the big guy."
I like you for doing the numbers. You.
Yeah. And so he gets Lance Archer. But this is what I thought was clunky is we get this whole setup to get Mark Briscoe versus Lance Archer. Now, to jump ahead just a little bit, later on in the show, we hear from Okada, and Okada says Takeshita needs to realize that I'm the number one guy in this family, not Takeshita.
Yeah. So why didn't he come out and beat up Mark Briscoe instead?
Or like stop. Yeah, I felt like we could have done kind of two birds, one stone with a Okada gets in Takeshita's face to say, "You're not going to wrestle Briscoe, I am." And then they do a kind of a inner family fight
Yeah.
thing there.
If anything, I would have done Takeshita first, and then on Collision, Okada's like, "You think you wrestle Mark Briscoe? Like, I'll show you. I'll do it better. I'll beat him quicker." Right, bitch.
Right. Yeah. And so something like that, because then it felt weird that if Okada is the number one guy in the family, well, why didn't Don Callis call on him? Also, why wasn't he there when Don Callis just had his whole fucking group of guys
Yeah,
standing
because
around?
I had up until last night, honestly, been factoring in that like Bobby Heenan had a couple of these where like he had the Bobby Heenan family, but like some people weren't really like hanging out with the family, right? Like he managed somebody, but they weren't part of like a group that would come out and beat everybody down. And I considered Okada to kind of be like this, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm part of the Don Callis family, but like I have my own dressing room.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not hanging out with you guys. You smell bad. So I considered that, but he was claiming, he was like throwing up that he was like, nobody messes with the Don Callis family or whatever the fuck he said, right? So like,
Right. I would also
oh yeah, he's
say,
taking pride in him being the top dog in the Callis family.
that's what I'm saying.
it was.
Yeah. I would say we might need to do a segment or a night of cleanup with the Don Callis family because we're starting to get a little bit too many loose ends.
It's becoming the main focus, it seems, at the moment.
Yeah, but like, and we'll get to the very end of this, but where's Trent? Have we heard from Brian Cage?
Maybe that's to come. So if they are, and we'll talk later, but yeah, if they are to expand their reach on like the main focus of the story, the more that these people start popping up and reminding us that they exist might be better. So maybe let's put a pin in those.
Yeah, because for a Don Callis family, Hechicero was missing, Trent was missing, Brian.
It'd be hard to get 20 people in the same town.
Yeah.
Man, you got some people on PTO, Tom.
Well, yeah, because isn't the big dumper? Isn't he on the bench right now?
Yep.
Because he's a
Mark generic name.
Mark Davis. That's it.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah. Where's he at? You know what I mean? Same with old action figure, old Muscles. Where's he been at? Is he hurt too? Brian Cage?
Oh, Flippy Biceps.
Yeah, no better.
That's what we named him, Flippy Biceps. Yeah. Where's he at? Yeah, he does that like Rizzler thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it does that. Anyhow, let's get to this match. Mark Briscoe versus Lance Archer. I thought this was good. It kind of felt, and again, maybe I was just in a mood last night, but I watched it again and I still feel like I'm in that same mood. Kind of felt like Lance Archer was
Playing with his
sleepwalking through
food.
this.
Yeah, playing with his food.
Well, well, even like I've never wrestled a match, but even there were some parts where like he was standing in the corner and he was just like waiting and then
Maybe
going
he
like,
was.
and it was like, hey man, are you paying attention to like
Maybe he was
you're
like. He
on
was like, "Did you see
TV?
that stupid Philadelphia press conference from Nick Sirianni? I'm not going to give Philadelphia crowd nothing."
I mean, possibly, right? Maybe, who knows? But yeah, it just felt like he was kind of like out of it. It
Yeah,
just didn't feel inspired by him.
yeah.
Uh,
Maybe Don Callis didn't find the right amount of cocaine for everybody.
Maybe not. Speaking of cocaine, whatever happened to Jake the Snake Roberts? Where's he been at?
Cocaine. That's what happened to him. Oh, you
It's
mean
wild.
since he's last been seen in AEW?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't. I know he's been up and down on some health things. I think.
Oh,
Like,
has he?
yeah, I
Okay.
think. He's had that issue that's required him to have the oxygen and stuff, and I think some of that's been, if I remember correctly, had been, he'd been focusing on that a little more.
Okay. Because I just remember, I was like, remember when Lance Archer, because I was a little disappointed in Lance Archer's match last night. And I remember, like, remember when he was throwing people around with
Yeah, but
Jake the
didn't
Snake?
he? No, who did he? He made some trades or something, right? Like
With
Jake the Snake
LFI. That's what I'm saying. And then, but he's
Yeah.
never been seen with Bandit or not Bandit, Beast Mordos and
Yeah.
Roosh. He'd been seen any with those guys. So I don't know.
Jake the Snake and Beast Mordos. That could be fun.
That would be so much
He's
fun.
another one who you wouldn't question him understanding the Beast's language, right?
Oh my God. Again, you don't want to make everything comedy, but the idea that the
Oh, but
lawyer,
sprinkling it into something to hedge the mood is, I mean, they do it in movies for a reason, right? Like,
yeah,
you
but
got to bring the drama down a little bit sometimes.
the idea that the lawyer Beast Mordos could get Jake the Snake Roberts out of legal things, I think would just be hilarious. Because of anyone on the roster, you'd be
Yeah.
like, who got into legal trouble? Jake the Snake did.
You know what? And so Jake the Snake, maybe because, his condition is never going to be able to do that. But man, Stokely with the Beast Mordos and a lawyer and him having to get
Yeah,
Stokely out of
yeah,
legal issues.
that'd
Oh
be
my
perfect.
God.
Would be perfect. Anyhow, with Mark Briscoe, Lance Archer, like I mentioned, I was a little disappointed in Lance Archer, but Mark Briscoe, he always brings it, and he brought it here. He ends up getting the victory with the Froggy Bow. And now we look forward to Saturday's match with Takeshita on Collision.
Which Mark Briscoe will probably have another kid by then.